Hi, my name is Mike Lawrence. This video is one of a set which is intended to provide a different interpretation of the experimental results that constitute the foundation of current physics. It is clear that the present explanation for what we see in the universe is good in many ways, but it is missing an overall coherence. My view is that we need to look at physics with new eyes and consider an interpretation that explains most things well, even if it does question just about everything. I do not disagree with any experimental results, only the interpretation of those results. And I do not say that the hypothesis that I'll be talking about in these videos is the theory of everything, and that everything I suggest is correct, but it is a start. Each video in the set will cover an aspect of physics. The whole set needs to be understood together in combination, because many aspects rely on each other, and any one taken on its own may not be convincing to those relying on the current interpretations, some of whom may actually be offended by the hypothesis. There will be links in the videos to other videos in the set that cover closely related or overlapping aspects. Within the boxes in the videos are representations of the motions of the particles and their composites, which I will be explaining more fully. I'm happy to answer questions where I can, perhaps providing links to where a deeper mathematical analysis shows why I say what I do, since equations and graphs do not make good videos, and will post replies where appropriate on Twitter. I hope you enjoy the videos and they enable you to better appreciate the absolute symmetry and simplicity of nature. But please remember, I'm not an experienced presenter, and although I state everything as if it were correct, this is only a hypothesis. This is video number 26. How do loops and the background interact? All unmerged meons and loops have chains of merged pairs attached to them which transmit gravitation, spin and charge fields and interact with all the other merged pairs in the local background. The frequency of the loop, being the energy of the meons as they rotate within the loop, dictates how quickly the chains are dragged around by the loop, and so the potential effect of the loop on the background. If the loop has no total charge, then the chains have little effect on the background, because their chain mass and charge fields will be weak, and their passage as they rotate will change the meon electric and charge fields very quickly. If the loop has a non-zero charge, then the chains will have a stronger field to transmit, and the backgrounds will be more affected. So the higher the frequency at which a loop rotates, meaning its mass if it is charged, the greater the effect on the background. The higher the loop charge, the closer to 100% of the loop frequency is transmitted as mass. So quarks with fractional charges will have observed masses that are fractions of their rotational frequencies. The greater the local density of the background, then the greater the chain lengths and the effect of the dragging chains as they pass through the background. So the loop affects the background, and the background affects the loops. The local background density resists the motion of loops both rotationally and translationally. Where the local density is relatively low, we will find the speed of light is what we measure it to be, because the viscosity acting on the meons is low. Where the local density is high, for example near a massive black hole, then the viscosity of the background will be high and the speed of a photon will be low, or that will still be light speed because light speed is the local terminal velocity. For a single photon, there is no empty space, except when its component loop and antiloop are separated, and the merged pairs in the background form their own loops between the separating loop and antiloop. The merged pairs form a tunnel between the loop and antiloop, within which the background is excluded, and there is no viscosity to resist their motion along the tunnel. Within the tunnel is where non-locality in quantum mechanics exist. Outside the tunnel, within the background, is where relativity rules. Even photons that have been entangled into a photon stack can create tunnels within the stack, between the separated photons or partial stacks, along which each can travel above light speed because there are no merged pairs within the tunnel. Related videos will be 27, what transmit forces, and 6, what separates the quantum mechanic and relativistic environments. Thank you for watching.